Everybody, welcome back to the bunker. This is Rich Lang with PrepU, and this video, as it's stated, is FOID, CCL, and Firearm Legislation Update number 8. Wow, number 8. Been a little remiss with getting these things out. Kind of got caught up with a bunch of other stuff. Hey, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at Illinois first, because I know a lot of my subscribers are from Illinois. Then we're going to look at what's going on nationally. And then, of course, the last category is, wait, what? That's my favorite category, actually. So let's take a look at Illinois. But first, this video wouldn't be able to be made possible without some of the places that I got this information. So let me tell you, my acknowledgments for the information I have is obviously Illinois State Rifle Association and their website. Also, their newsletters. Please subscribe. It's really important that you do. Guns Save Life, good organization. They're the ones that put out this newspaper. You can get them at most ranges. You can also subscribe, subscribe to Gun News and you get it to it. They also look for people to help pass those out. It's also at gunsavelife.com. Capitalfacts.com. Interesting. I've never seen it before. Kind of came across it. Also, Conceal Carry Illinois, which is on Facebook. That's Conceal Carry Illinois on Facebook, and all of its members, all 2,949 of you who put out some great articles that I've gotten this from. But being that it's such a small group, I want other people to know about it. So here we go, Illinois. First one, ISRA versus the ISP. ISP is Illinois State Police, and what does that mean? The Illinois State Rifle Association has filed suit in U.S. District Court against the Illinois State Police. The lawsuit is known as Thomas et al. Versus Illinois State Police et al. And what they're saying is ISP has swept or transferred funds totaling more than $29.5 million from the State Police Firearms Service Fund, the State Police Operations Assistant Fund, and the State Police Services funds away from these funds into other accounts. The money was to be used for three purposes: administration of firearm owner identification cards, background checks for firearm-related services, and concealed carry licensing pursuant to the Firearms Concealed Carry Act. All right, so instead, they're saying $29.5 million has been subject to inter-fund transfers. And what I didn't know, I know they could do this. I mean, I ran budgets at the firehouse. I knew if I didn't use my money was gone. But I didn't know this. If they take it to borrow it, they have to repay it. I haven't heard that it was repaid at all. So the sweepings of funds has denied qualified Illinois citizens their rights and ability to defend themselves and their families per the ISRA. Because of this practice, ISP's processing of FOID and concealed carry applications has slowed to a crawl, allowing paperwork to languish. That's not just poor performance, is pathetic, and we all know that. Those of you that are waiting for your concealed carry cards or your FOID cards, or trying to get an answer from anybody down in Springfield on a phone, you know exactly what ISRA is talking about. In this article, this is from Capital Facts, they go on and talk about, what needs to be done and what they want, the remedy they want from the state. But it says, Illinois State Police officials said they are working through a backlog of FOID renewals requests. Last month, the agency reported a backlog of more than 60,000 applications. The FOID card this year is a huge issue with the renewals, said State Senator Neil Anderson, Republican from said, having people nervous about having their Second Amendment rights taken away because we're behind on getting their new FOID cards, that's a big issue. But Anderson, like a lot of people, don't blame the state police. Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but that's just me. The biggest problem they're saying is, and I think it comes up here someplace else, but I'll just talk about it now, Not only are they dealing with new people for applications, but they're dealing with the 10-year cycle of renewal. Now, I know what you're going to say. Didn't they know the 10-year cycle was coming? Yes, they did. It's kind of like in Boy Scouts. You have till your 18th birthday to become an Eagle Scout. It's amazing how many boys come up to me and go, I got 6 months. I go, what, you didn't know you were going to turn 18? So it's, kind of throws the state police in a bad light. They should have known. So anyhow, there's that. And as long as we're talking about fund sweeps, again, the courts have repeatedly held that the governor has the power to sweep accounts. The only way to stop any governor from sweeping funds is with a constitutional amendment, otherwise known as a Lockbox Amendment. This is from ISRA, and that's what they're doing with their lobbyists, with all the senators and the representatives down in Springfield. This was actually done before. They did it with the highway funds. If you remember, not too long ago, the highway funds disappeared, hence why we have a double on the gas tax. Hey, guys, relax down there. Sorry. So what they did is they put a lockbox on highway funds so they can't use it for other stuff. So as we said, ISP confirmed that, it's actually 62,000 people are waiting for FOID cards. They're also still waiting on IT vendor Presidio to finish voice over internet protocol solutions via voice prompts. We talked about this on one of the other videos, that they are working on that, so maybe you can work your way through just by hitting buttons or saying words, They're saying that the cost for this, the initial startup cost, is $750,000 and a monthly fee of $10,000. Drop in the bucket when you consider how much money they're getting from concealed carry cards and new FOIDs and renewals. So the other thing we talked about in another video was Senate Bill 1966. Remember, that was a one started by Kathleen Willis, and it was voted through in the House after some heated debate on both sides. It actually didn't pass by a lot, so there must have been a lot of Democrats that were a little bit worried about the gun owners and what they were going to say. But anyhow, no current action that I can find, which makes sense because the Senate has a little bit of a problem on their own. As you know, President Cullerton is no longer with them. He retired in January. The new president is Don Harmon. He's a Democrat from Oak Park. Okay. No idea what his plans are with that, but I'll guarantee you that this is not a real great time for them to bring up stuff that people are not in favor of. So I don't think we'll see much action on that at all. But here's another bill that just came up. It's SB 2468. SB 2468. Look this one up. The title is Assault Weapons Retainer Tax Act. Cook County isn't enough. Now the state is going to impose a 10% tax on assault weapons, whatever those are. We still don't have a definition of what an assault weapon is. And I love this wording, large capacity feeding devices, or both. This new bill was filed on 1/19/2020. Happy New Year. And the first reading was 1/19/2020 and is now gone to assignment. They're putting people on this to whatever they do down in Springfield. I'm not really sure. Another thing that we talked about, Madigan had put a committee together from the House. It's the House Firearms Public Awareness Task Force. I can find no news on that, but stuff like that they probably don't put a lot of news out on. The chair is LaShawn K. Ford. He's out of Chicago. And the Republican spokesperson, if you want to get a hold of him, is Keith Wheeler out of North Aurora. I'm waiting for a phone call back. I don't expect one from Representative Ford, but I should get one back from Mr. Wheeler soon. So something that's been a lot of debate across a lot of people is now that marijuana is legal in Illinois, of going and getting some. You know, I'm going to give you another reason you might not want to. Did you know that pot taxes are going to anti-gun groups through the R3 program grants? Yeah, 25% of the estimated $440 million to $676 million of taxes, 25% of that, which is $110 to $169 million, is going into R3 program grants. And if you didn't see the picture, our Lieutenant Governor, Juliana Stratton, was one of the first people at one of the dispensaries to get her pot. So we've always thought that our politicians might be on drugs, and now we know some of them are. But anyhow, the Lieutenant Governor, Juliana Stratton's office, reached out to an anti-gun group to apply for this grant money, and guess what? They got it. Which means now that the anti-gun groups in Illinois are not going to need the money from Bloomberg. They're going to have their own money right from the people that are smoking pot. So if you didn't need another reason not to smoke, here's another reason not to smoke, because your money is going against what you believe in, your 2A rights. So also just a reminder of what we talked about this, smoking pot and your 2A rights, still against federal law. And you know, when you fill out your 4473, question 11E asks you if you're doing anything illegal as far as drugs. And according to the feds, marijuana is still illegal. So I know the IRSA confirmed with ISP, and they will not revoke a FOID based solely on person's legal use of cannabis. That's for now, but there's also some language in there that kind of goes, if you are addicted to legal cannabis, and what that means, I have no idea. So, you know, you're on your own. I'm just, you know, that's what this whole video is about. I mean, I'm not taking sides on this. I really not. Sometimes it seems like it is. I'm just trying to get the information out so you guys can make a educated decision. All right. Ninth on the agenda, a lawsuit between Guns Save Life and the Cook County Guns and Ammo Tax. They're suing the Cook County about the ammo tax and the firearm, the $25 gun tax. Well, it finally made it to the Illinois District Appellate Court, and when they had opening arguments, an attorney from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, stated that the Second Amendment is not a fundamental right in open court. The Second Amendment is not a fundamental right. I don't know what law school she went to. But anyhow, her name is Kristen McDonald Duffy. She made this statement again in open court. Just so you know, by the way, she's running for judge in Cook County. So just remember that name, Kristen McDonald Duffy, who does not believe your 2A rights are a fundamental right, even though they're, well, whatever. Number 10 on the docket for Illinois, Cook County declines more than 1,000 ICE detainers in 2019. What is that? ICE, when an illegal alien is picked up, ICE asks for these people to be detained so they can grab them and get the violators out of the country. Well, Cook County, Sanctuary County, Illinois Sanctuary State, has been releasing them before telling ICE or before ICE could come and grab them. Some of the ones that I saw in there, they released criminals including domestic abusers, attempted murderers. And not only do they not tell ICE that they release them, they're not telling you or me that they released them. And people ask me why I carry. I think that's a really good reason why I carry. All right, hey, national news. That was Illinois. That was a lot for Illinois, but here we go. National news, real quick. San Francisco Chronicle had a FOIA request they wanted the wanted the California County Sheriffs to release public records of everybody that owns firearms. County Sheriff said, no, that's not going to happen. And as a matter of fact, not only did they say that's not going to happen, they produced a letter to it, and it's from Sheriff Brandon Barnes. It says, Dear concealed weapon permit holders, on January 10th, 2020, the County of Sutter received a Public Records Act request for information about CCW permit applications. There it is. All right. The sheriff actually sent letters out to all the people that are concealed carry holders, telling them what the paper's doing. The paper said, hey, we're not going to publish this. So why did they ask for it? You know, if those of you in Illinois remember, Lisa Madigan tried this and the state police said, no, sorry. There's no reason for you to have that information. So Lisa Madigan never got it. And on the federal level, federal license for gun owners. Democratic Senator Robert Menendez, a Democrat from New Jersey, introduced a bill that requires all gun owners to be federally licensed before they can exercise their Second Amendment rights. Signing on to this bill were Senator Elizabeth Warren and Representative Hank Johnson. Does everybody remember who Hank Johnson is? Everybody knows who Elizabeth Warren is. Hank Johnson, if you ever see the clip, he's the one that thought that if we put too many naval and Navy personnel and Marines on one side of Guam, that it might flip over. I'm not lying. Check it out, Hank Johnson. So they are trying to get everyone to be federally licensed before you can buy a gun. And also in that bill, part of the bill also adds high taxes to ammunitions and firearms. And also in this proposal, it's going to change everyone's shall issue to may issue. And we know where that goes to, I should say. So that's just great. And remember that also Michael Bloomberg has put all his money into, well, look what he did to Virginia. So anyhow, there's that. What else is going on? Oh yeah, those of you that watched the Super Bowl, I did not. Don't be mad at me, I just didn't watch the Super Bowl. Bloomberg's ad during the Super Bowl, he talked about children, and any death by firearm is absolutely horrible. But even his own newspaper gave him 2 Pinocchios on the information in it. So it really wasn't a truthful ad. All right, here's a good one. In California, a new law. California has great laws, don't they? In California, a new law requiring doctors to lecture gun owners on gun safety. According to the Sacramento Bee, on 10/26/2019, California will be the first state to train doctors in how their counsel can prevent gun deaths. I think what doctors need to worry about more is the deaths that happen from stuff that happens in hospitals and other things. But to lecture us, we also had that in Illinois. For those of you who don't know, that there is not so much of a, I think it is a bill. The doctors are supposed to ask if you have a firearm in the house. Mine never has, so that's good. And the last thing, as far as national news, and this is good national news for one, the United States Marine Corps has authorized both Marines and civilians performing Marine Corps law enforcement duties to now carry Conceal on the base because of the last 2 incidences last year that Marines and contractors were killed. Because, it doesn't make much sense to me, the Marines nor the law enforcement personnel off duty were able to carry a weapon. I don't have anything else to say about that. But thank goodness the Marine Corps has decided that that's what they're going to do. Okay, and lastly, in the wait, what category? You guess what city this happened in. I'm not going to tell you. 13 people were shot at a celebration of life gathering for a carjacker who was killed by his victim, a CCL person. Think about that a second. Okay, a celebration of life for a person that was the carjacker who was killed by the concealed carry holder, and somebody shot 13 people. Again, why do I carry? Anyhow, that's it for this video. Again, I want to throw some acknowledges back out to the ISRA. Please be a member. They're great organizations. Guns Save Life. Sign up for them. Get their newspaper. CapitalFacts.com. Pretty good. Although some of the ads on that, they're a little weird. And of course, Conceal Carry Illinois on Facebook. And all of you members out there that have submitted different articles you found across the country in different newspapers. I appreciate it. I have used it in this video and other videos. But like I always say, hey, please subscribe if you haven't. Send this news on to other people, you know, Second Amendment enthusiasts, people that shoot, people that have firearms, hunters, sports shooters, people that just like to go to the range and have a good time. Send this out there. Have them subscribe, because these are going to keep coming. We're going to keep you updated on all this stuff. Again, go to my Facebook page also, Prep U, and we'll have updates from now and again on there. And like we always say when we end this video, be aware of your surroundings. Please be aware of your surroundings, and make sure that you're set and available to be on your own with supplies and everything for up to 72 hours and beyond. And prep like your life depends on it, because not only your life depends on it, but your family's life and your pets, like, right guys, and your pets. So thank you very much. Take care. See you next time.